We'll go through this inheritance. Okay, the inheritance means we have like different type of inheritance. Okay, like single level, multi-level, multiple, hybrid. Okay, with the help of the class level we'll see, with the help of the interface also we can see. We will go through this abstract class also. Okay, inheritance types. Okay, and we'll see regarding the interface, what is interface. Okay, and we see the abstract class. Have we discussed regarding this interface and abstract class?
No, sir.
You know, right? Okay. Okay. What is meant by inheritance? Okay, inheritance, the meaning itself, we are going to reusing the concepts. Okay, reusing the things. So, okay, reusing the existing behaviors of the other implemented classes. Okay, that is the one thing. Okay, and the other thing is something like uh, features. Okay, suppose there's a version, right? Suppose initially we have developed the software with 1.0, then after we are going to upgrading the version. Okay, like this we have like different type of versions. In the same way, in the we have like multiple other third party vendors are going to implementing the different type of, okay, their own implementations. Okay, we'll see how they are going to do this type of implementation. Suppose if you see means we have the JDBC. Basically this was one API. Okay, this is one API which is going to use to connect to the database. Okay, and this JDBC API has the implementation, different type of implementations. So because we have like multiple databases, like MySQL database. Okay, the one SQL database, and we have Oracle. Okay, we have like DB2. Okay, SAP. Okay, like this we have like different type of database, right? Each and every vendor has their own implementation, right? Okay, so that they are going to provide some things. Okay, they are going to implement. Okay, based on the suppose what they are going to write means, suppose in this logic they are going to write like connect. Okay, connect is a method. Okay, they want to provide some information like URL. Okay, username and password. Okay, they are going to provide these three information, but whenever we are going to add this jar, okay, internally it is going to connect to that particular database. Okay, this is something like one of the example I'm going to say. And one more thing, suppose if you are going to see the network. Okay, we have like different type of network like 2G. Okay, we have 3G. Okay, we have like other 4G, 4G or 5G. Okay, like this we have like different type of networks. Okay, in the 2G services what we can see only the call service and SMS service we can see it, right? If you go with the 3G services, okay, the 3G service there is a one other extra added is what, internet. Okay, and in the 5G what they have added, they have added some speed. Okay, we have the internet but it was very low actually compared to this 5G. The internet speed is low, so that they have increased the speed. Okay, these are the different types of features we can call as an. In 2G we have like two features, in 3G we have added one more feature, in 5G we have added one more feature. Okay, so that they are not going to implement. You can see, right? They are, when they are going to use in 3G, they are not going to implement this calling and SMS services. They are going to implementing only this one. They are going to reusing these services. Okay, the same way if the 5G services means they are going to using the same behaviors only. Okay, same implementation only. They are not modifying it completely. Are able to follow? Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is it clear, or you have any questions?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Yes, sir, it's clear. Okay. I will show you one PPT. Okay, one more thing. We have created the class means by default we have the one class inheritance inherited to our class called as an object class. Okay. The object is we called as an, in this inheritance concept we have some terminologies called as an superclass, and we can call as an subclass. Okay, subclass. Okay, or else the superclass is also called as an parent class. This is called as a child class. Okay, or else we can call as an base class, or we can call it as a derived class. Okay, okay, like this. So we have like different type of names. Got it, right? Okay, we can use like parent class and child class. Okay, okay, this is the inheritance. Okay, we have like different type of inheritance. Okay, we have like one implementation. That implementation I don't want to extend the, okay, I don't want to provide the implementation of the same features. I'm going to extending the features. Okay, therefore this was the A has some feature and B has some other features. They are going to inheriting this one. Okay, for example, I will create one class. What happened, right? For the code reusability only these concepts are came actually. Okay, because if you want to write each and every topic, each and every classes means that is something like headache, right? So that we have like a different type of vendors. Okay, third party vendors who is going to provide like Apache. Okay, is a one of the vendor. Oracle. Okay, like this we have like different type of companies are going to support the Java programming language. Okay, they have introducing their own implementation for the features. Okay, if you have any doubt, please let me know. This is important actually. Topic is important. The meanwhile, I will explain over here itself. Okay, here I am going to have like one car. Okay, okay, how we are going to write a class. I am going to create, or else I will take with the 2G services only. Okay, 2G service service underscore. I am going to write 2G. Okay, This is a class. Okay, here I'm going to provide some implementation called. Okay, it is a normal class only, right? I'm going to change the language to Java. Okay, you are able to see, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, here itself we are going to have something like class called as an method called as public. Okay, while we are going to have call service. Okay, for example, inside that I'm going to write like okay, long number or something like mobile user number. Okay, here we are going to have like logic. What type of logic we are going to have? Making call to other user. Okay, and I'm going to have one more logic called as an public while SMS services. Okay, in the SMS also I can use this long for the number. Okay, and what are the other parameters we can take to this SMS? Other thing called as a body. Okay, or else we can call as a text message. Okay, here we are going to making sending message and sending and receiving. Sending and receiving message from user. Okay, now these are the two services initially they have implemented. Okay, now they want to extend the services. Okay, they come up with one more service called as an public wide. Okay, 3G. In the 3G, what they are going to use like they have introduced two services called as an MMS and internet. Okay, so that if they want to use, okay, instead of creating these two implementation, they can use this implementation in this class. Okay, so that there is a keyword called as okay extends. Okay, with the help of the extend, I can use these services in my class. When I'm going to create an object of this service 3G, then I have access to this my current class methods as well as the superclass methods. This we call as a parent or superclass. Okay, this we call as a subclass or child class. Okay, got it right? How we can access the methods means we need to create the object and then we are going to use call the methods. Okay,
Yes, sir.
but if it is a parent class and child class relationship, if you are creating the object for parent class, then we can able to access the child class behaviors also when you are going to extending the services. By default it will be added. Okay, are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, if it is
Sir, if it is sir,
Yes, please.
sir, if it is the parent
sir, if
class
it
or
is the parent class
super
or
class
super class
or base class,
or
and
base
it
class,
is
and
a
it is a
child class or derived
child
class,
class or derived class,
if
if
we should
we should
duplicate that
duplicate that
long number and long number
long
string
number and
message,
long number
SMS
string
colon,
message, SMS
SMS,
colon,
here, sir.
SMS, here, sir.
Yeah, here you are going to use it. That is called as an overriding the concept. Okay, that we are not talking about right now. Okay, there is a concept called as an overloading and overriding that we'll discuss later. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, first of all you go through this. Okay, this is called as an inheritance concept. Okay, here we have like two methods now. Okay, here I'm going to have like one method called as an internet. Okay, here I'm going to taking the service of internet. Okay. New service added.
Sir, actually my question
Sir,
is
actually my question is
extends service
extends
2G means
service 2G
that
means
is
that is
include, sir.
sir.
That two
When you are
That
going
too.
to extending means these two methods also will be it is going to create one virtual class, okay, at runtime, it is going to add like this methods to this as well.
That only, yes, sir.
That only is.
Yeah, at runtime it is going to add, but we cannot see those methods actually.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, got it, right? But when we are going to see, we are able to see like this. This is a separate class, okay, but this is a separate class. Okay, if I want to call the this was a main method. Okay, you can see how. Okay, in the main method I want to call this class. That means I want to call this call service. How I am going to create? I am going to create object like this. Okay, service something like 2G equal to new services 2G. Like this we are going to call the create the object, and we are going to call the internal logics, right? 2G dot call. Okay, like this we are going to make a service call. Okay, like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do, there is an extended with the 3G. Okay, there is another approach. Okay, if you want to call the services, we can use this object. If it is extended, we can able to call from the child class itself. I can access the parent class methods as well as I can access these child classes also methods. Okay, this we called as a single inheritance. Okay, like this. This is a parent class. I'm going to extending the to child class. Okay, this we call a single inheritance. This we call as a multi-level. This is a parent, then after child, this something like this is called as a child to child. Okay, like we can say that grandfather, great grandfather, okay, grandfather and father. We can call child also, like this. Okay, coming to this, it is called as an one father, two, one son, second son, like this. Okay, you can share the properties, right, in the same way, like this. Okay, what are the methods they are going to use? They can share the implementation. Okay, here we come as a multiple. Here multiple, it is not achieved in Java with the help of the classes, because here I am going to have like run method. Here also I am going to have run method. Okay, when I am going to creating object of class C, okay, and if I try to call the run method, means it has the two implementations, so that it will get a conflict that which run method I need to execute. So that this was the okay problem when we are going to use the classes. But there's other thing called as interfaces. In the interfaces, the multiple inheritance we can achieve it, but with the classes we cannot achieve the multiple inheritance. Okay, this we call as an hybrid. Okay, hybrid means we have one class that is going to extend it. Okay, these classes are going to extend it to this. Okay, mostly we'll see this type of relationship mostly. Okay, we are not going to use multiple or hybrid also. We will see this hierarchical or multiple or single. Okay, this type of relation we call as an easier relation. Okay, we have like two type of relations. One is called as an easier. Okay, easier. Okay, other one is called as an Hassier. Okay, what is the difference between the easier and Hassier? Means we are going to extending the classes. Okay, 1 to 1 or something like this. Okay, but the Hassier means we are going to having the same object within our class, that we call as an Hassier behavior. Example for the student. Example, we have one class, okay, called as a student. Okay, got it, right? and we have other class called as an address. Okay, every student is going to have the address, right? So that inside this I can write property like city name, okay, state name, okay, or we can call as a street also. Okay, these are the three properties which is going to holding by address object. Okay, so that when I'm going to create a student, okay, instead of using the extends, okay, extends address means I'm going to add the same thing only. Yes, same thing only. That means it is going to add the along with the fields. Suppose here in the fields I'm going to add like ID, okay, name, okay, age, okay, and I'm going to add something like marks or something like this. Okay, like this I'm going to add it, right? Apart from this, if I'm going to provide the extends means it is going to add these three fields also, street. Okay, by default it is adding. Okay, even though if the student is needed or not needed, it will be added. Okay, so that it will be something like heavy. Okay. Like this it is going to add it at runtime. Okay, at compile time we cannot see these things. At runtime it will be added and it is going to create the student object. Inside the student object I can feed all these values with the help of the student object only. I can feed it. Okay, there's another approach. Instead of writing like this, okay, this we call as an easier relation. Okay, easier relation. Okay, we may have interview questions. What is the difference between the easy and hazy? Okay, so that understand it. Okay, this we call as an, instead of extending, okay, address object, I'm going to having the address here itself. We know, right, class is also one type of data type called as a user defined data type, right? The same way address, I'm going to add address. Okay, here I can give like int id, string name, you can give int age, marks I can give int array. Okay, here I can give address. For you type these here in the left hand side which is there, right? This we call as in data types. Okay, this is called as a user defined data type. We have created our own class. Okay, got it, right? Are you able to follow? Any questions
Yes,
on
sir.
this?
The previous one is ECA type. This is hash A type.
Has a type, yes,
Okay.
exactly. Because we are going to having this address into our class.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is one more thing called as a loosely coupled. Okay, we are going to loosely coupling these values. If you want, you can add it. If you don't want, you can remove it. Okay, loosely coupling or something. Okay, understand it, right? This one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, difference between the easy and hazy. Okay, now this inheritance is called as a, mostly we can see in easier relationship only, this one, everything. Hazy means we are not going to have the extends keyword. Okay, this is about the classes. Okay, now I'm going to with interfaces. What is interface? Interface is something like just a declaration part we can see inside that. Okay, what is a class? It is something like implementation. That means what exact logic we are going to write inside this. We are going to write everything inside the class. Okay, but interface is something like just we can see like in the textbook we have like an index page, right? What are the topics we are going to have inside that. In the same way interface is like that. Okay, class is something like we are going to chapter wise. Okay, are you clear?
Sir, I can catch that, sir. Actually, interface.
Actually, interface.
Can you please
Can you
elaborate,
please
sir?
elaborate?
Yeah, I will elaborate. Suppose example, we have one book. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
let us say take one more example. Call as I have one car. Car means what type of cars we have?
Diesel car, petrol car,
Diesel car, petrol car,
or
Yeah, we have like
alternate
different type of
fuels
cars.
car.
fuels car.
And we have like different type of brands also.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
but every car is required a few things. It should have engine, it should have body, it should have wheels. Okay, but it may be a different brand and it is going to, they are going to use a different quality or something like this. Okay, therefore I am going to create like interface car. Okay, inside the car I am going to write mm, body. Okay, called as an, I can call this, I'm sorry, you can have body or any method. I will going to use engine. Okay, this is the one method, public void engine. Okay, here you can see, right, our regular methods will see like there is a body like this, right? But in the interface we are not supposed to write the body like this, just we need to define the method. Okay, but how we are going to provide the implementation for this means we need to create one separate class called as an implementation class for the interface. Okay, how we are going to create? Okay, I want to create a Tata car. Okay, Tata car is my class. The Tata car manufacturers, okay, they are going to manufacture the car. Okay, they are going to, this is called as a public class. Public class Tata car. Here I am going to use the implementation instead of this class, means when you are going to combine the class to class, then we need to use the extends. Okay, when you are going to combine like class and interface, then you are going to use this implements. Implements car. Okay, when you are trying to use this implement car, then there is no body for this particular method, so that the compiler will give an error over here saying that there is a one method which is not implemented. Okay, so that you need to implement that method. Okay, strictly say that you need to override that particular method. Okay, like this. Okay, public void engine. Okay, I am going to provide the implementation. I need to provide the body. Okay, got it right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, okay, I am going to use the same interface and I am going to create one more car called as a Mahindra car or something like this. Okay, Mahindra car, MC car. Okay, and here I am going to provide the implementation again. Implementation of car. Okay, when I'm going to use this one, it will say that compilation error, you need to override this engine method, so that I'm going to write like this. Okay, what the building, they're going to building Tata car, building Tata car engine. Okay, this is what the implementation. Okay, here you can see what type of engine they are going to manufacturing, building Mahindra car engine. Got it right? here in the same way I can give an example, like in the network we are having like 2G, 3G, 5G services, but each and every government is going to define you need to provide something. Okay, but what the other operators are going to do, they're going to extending their own implementation. Okay, a government is saying that you need to take 5 rupees, or you need to take 150 rupees as a tariff. Okay, but their own organizations, that means their own implementation, they're going to give some offers to on the top of that, and they're going to attracting the people their own implementation. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
like that. Okay, this is called as an inheritance at interface level. We can, okay, if you want to extend within the interfaces, you can do that again. Interface again, example AA. Okay, extends within the interfaces, you can use the extends keyword. Okay, like this we can do. Are you clear? Okay, within the interfaces we can use the extends, within the classes we can use the extends, but when you are going to extending the interface, okay, that means when you are going to trying to implement the interface, then you need to use the implements keyword.
Yes, sir. Now I understand, sir.
understand, sir.
Understand it? Okay. And we have like one more class called as an abstract class. Okay, what is meant by abstract class means there is something like one class which can have like having implementation and without implementations. Methods, okay, implementation methods as without implemented methods also. Okay. Okay, there is a one interview question. Can we create an object for interface? Means we cannot create an object for interface. Why? Because it doesn't have any body, so that at runtime it will not able to understand, right, how much memory I need to occupy for this particular method, so that JVM is not able to create an object for interface. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And there is an abstract class. Okay, this is called as an, if you want to have like both implemented methods as well as unimplemented methods within your class, okay, then you need to go with an abstract class. Okay, suppose here in this we can see, right, there is an engine. Okay, okay, engine they are going to say Tata car engine. Okay, something like they are going to cover with engine. Okay, and what is without implementation means, suppose within the Tata we have like different type of brands. Okay, one is called as a basic, other one is called as something like a higher end, or something like this. Different type of variants we have. In the same way, the basic things is need to, standard things need to be provided. If you want to add features means you can extend with a different class, and you can provide the implementation for the features. Okay, that way we can see it. Example, how we can create an abstract class. We are going to use the abstract keyword like this. Abstract class, I can give Tata car. Okay, I can give like abstract Tata car. Okay, inside this I am going to start a car. I am going to extend this what I am going to implements car. Okay, when I am going to implement the car means we need to provide the implementation for the car. Okay, that means if you don't want to implement the car, okay, who is going to extending this a Tata car, okay, he can implement this method. If you don't want to implement, you can ignore here implementation part like this. You can define public void, what is this one, engine method, like this. We are going to write in the interface, right? In the same way we can write like this, so that who is going to extending this particular abstract class, he need to implement that one. Okay, but when you're going to write the abstract class means that we are not declaring means you need to write the keyword as abstract as well. Okay, like this you need to write it. But interface, you are not writing these abstract keywords, right? By default, the JVM will add this abstract keyword over here for the methods at runtime. Okay, in the interface we have like abstract methods as well as final variables. Okay, that is called as a constants. Okay, are you clear with this? Any question? So that the abstract class also doesn't have any body implementation part. If you want to implement, you can implement. If you want to ignore, you can ignore it. Okay, so that abstract has an option whether it can provide the implementation. If you don't want to provide the implementation, it can ignore. So that who is going to call this abstract Tataka, they will going to provide the implementation for that particular methods. Okay, so that we are not able to create an object for abstract class also. Why? Because it doesn't have implementation for few of the methods. Okay, even though if you are not writing anything, but JVM will think that abstract class will has the option that it can have the implemented as well as unimplemented method, so that I am not going to create, even though it has the implementation methods, but it was an abstract class, so that I am not going to create any object for that. Like this. Think of any questions? It was clear, or any questions?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, we'll see regarding this overloading and overriding tomorrow.
Yes,
Please practice on this classes. Okay,
yes, sir.
try to do this. Try to create an object of this, whether you are able to access this array related methods or not. Try it out, and in the same approach, you can use of the C class, and you can try to access these methods.
Sir, these three single, multi-level, and hierarchical is available in Java, but multiple and
Yes.
hybrid is not available in Java because both run method cannot be implemented here. So
Yeah,
hybrid
yeah, there will be a conflict actually. We can implement, but it will give a conflict, so that we are not able to. The Java is not going to support this multiple inheritance concept, because there is a conflict when you are trying to call the internal logics.
there will be a clash in between that whether this should run or that should run like that.
Yeah. There will be a conflict, so that we are not able to achieve multiple inheritance with the classes. We can achieve the multiple inheritance with the interfaces.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Any questions? Was clear.
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I will stop recording and I will upload the recording.